Wow, here we are. Good morning. Day 291, is it? Is that where we're at? To me, it's just another Wednesday morning. 292. Ooh, wow. Okay. Uh, we're just going and going and going this year. And probably that's a good thing. Hey there, friends. It's Toby. Thanks for joining me again and for being here this morning with me, or this evening, or this afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. It is Wednesday morning, 5:19 a.m., and we're about to get started. I am going to be doing some kettlebell work. I've got a 12, an 8, and a 16 ready. So, see, still going to be taking it relatively easy with the one-handed swings, but I'm going to see how that's going. Visited the physiotherapist yesterday. He did some checks on my bicep, and nothing seems to be broken or torn or anything. So it just seems to be that I made a wrong movement last week, and I did the right thing by continuing to train light and giving it a chance to recover. So that's good. The shoulder, feeling fine. Did some work on my mobility again, and we're just going to have to keep going until that mobility has returned completely. And I think that is my friend Ivanis, or not. Good morning, Ivanis. How are you doing? Thank you for dropping by. And I hope you are doing well where you are in the world. Thanks for being here again. And my guess is that you're either at work or on your way to work, buddy. Thanks for dropping by and saying hi. And David, hey, it's into the 1990 stretch. You mean the shin box? Yeah. Good morning, David, by the way. Thanks for dropping by and for saying hi as well. I hope you are doing well where you're at also. Any tips on, let me think about that. I don't know your situation, first of all, right? So that's, I think, important to note. I can't see you, I can't see how you move or what you're doing, but there are a couple of, I guess, hip mobility things that you want to try. Let's see. The first one maybe is called, or what I was taught is called the rocker, which is where you get on all fours, and ideally you might even have a box, just a box you would use for squatting, that you would place between your feet to keep them apart, to keep your ankles or heels up, and just be rocking them in and out. So like that. That should help with your hip mobility. The second one, I don't know how far you can actually squat down, right? But working on that should already help. And then I think for the 1990 sit, depending on where the problem is, but I started off, so you sit in 90-90, and then on the back leg, I'm not sure if you can see, but on the back leg, what I do is I tense the glute to drive the hip forward, which is also a hip mobility exercise, and you kind of turn into it, but you're really thrusting your hip forward from this position, on both sides, obviously. And then I think the main thing probably that you could do is you could start by just doing light, like you can see already with this leg. I have a bit more issues than with the other, is lightly bringing it in and taking it a bit further every time. And I think that approach, until you get to the point where you can do this relatively comfortably, but taking it with tiny steps at a time. And I think with the kettlebell, if you want to do a bit more in terms of opening your hip, there's the one where you can sit up to the side, and then just like lean that way. You don't see me doing it often, but it's definitely an option also to create that inner thigh mobility and space. So there are a few options there, but again, um, um, not your personal trainer, and I can't see you or how you move. So I can't see where maybe the challenge is. What I would do if you have questions is look up a lot of mobility videos like I have. Try a couple of moves, see what works, what isn't painful. And if you really can't figure it out, like I'm doing with my left shoulders, go to a physiotherapist and have them actually take a look and give you exercise to do, like I do exercises every day that I still need to do now for another month, just to make sure that someone with a professional eye and with a huge body of knowledge of this is pointing you in the right direction. Even one visit with the right kind of exercises might make a big difference. Maybe 3 to 6 months later, another visit. Well, I'm glad you found that helpful. And again, thanks for dropping by and saying hello. So for this morning, what we're going to do is we're going to warm up, and then we're going to get on with the kettlebells. We're going to do quite a lot of fun things this morning. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be more of a conditioning exercises with some strength mixed into it, but let's see. For those of you who are just dropping by and saw me demonstrate a few things but have no idea what you're watching, my name's Toby. I'm 40 years old and I intend to live an active, healthy, and self-sufficient life well into my 90s. Statistics say I might turn 100. So I would like to be able to do the things I'm able to do today for as long as I'm able to in life, because there's no point in living to be 100 if the last 5 or 10 years of your life are spent being miserable. To do that, I focus on my sleep, I focus on my nutrition, focus on strength, conditioning, and mobility work, which is what you see here, and things that I can talk about if people are interested and if they ask me about them on the chat. I think it's important to note that this is about the way I feel, not about the way I look. What I mean by that is I am trying to be as healthy as I can, build as much strength as I can, as much conditioning as I can, maintain mobility as well as I can, so that I can feel fit, strong, capable throughout my life. I don't have any aesthetic goals, I have health goals. But fitness is very personal and everyone is on their own journey. So whatever goals you have, find the program and the activities and the insights and the knowledge that are going to help you reach those goals. And goals can vary over time in life. Like if I were to sign up for something like High Rocks, then I would start training with very different goals and different intensity and a different mindset. But I'm not planning to do anything like that in the near future. Whatever journey we're on, we're good. Just the way we are. We've got to love ourselves before we can move on, because it's the person we are today who's going to get us to where we want to be tomorrow. And I think we need to remember that, because that is how we get closer to our goals, and maybe also helps us stay motivated on the days that it doesn't go as well as on the days that it does go well. And if any of you think that for 292 days I was really good to go every morning when I woke up, you are of course mistaken. Especially when I had the neck hernia, it was a bit hard to keep going, because I couldn't do the things I wanted to do. The only thing I could do was stationary biking and hiking or walking. But we went through that as well, and I learned something from that. And now here we are again, and we're doing something else. And we've moved on, and we've moved on for 200 days already. So, there we are. What can I say? But just remember that, like, your journey is very personal. Find things that you can do that you enjoy, and then from there, just keep going. And whoever you are today is who's going to get you to where you want to be tomorrow. Remember that. A bit of kindness goes a long way. And there is Jorge. How tall am I? Well, that's a good question. How tall do you think I am? And if we get at least 10 guesses from 10 different people in the chat, I might tell you at the end of the video. But it's a good question, Jorge, and thanks for dropping by. I hope you're doing well where you're at in the world, and I appreciate you dropping by to say hello. Um, I'll give you one little hint for your guessing game, and that is that I am Dutch. I'm going to put some tape around my wrists, because the only way to get anything done, friends, is by showing up and doing the work. And after all this talking, now I'm going to put some tape around my wrist, get the timer, and then we're going to get started. So, and in the meantime, don't worry, I will keep talking because that's what we're here for. And of course, almost seemed like someone had taken my tape and put it away. And I saw, Jorge, that you made a guess. 6'2". Okay, well, that's the first guess out of 10. You know what the thing is about this kind of information, though? Especially with all of the technology, I'm very stingy with information about my person because it can be used in a variety of ways. I'm not saying variety of ways. I'm not saying you're going to do anything nefarious with it, Jorge. But nowadays, with a few images and some measurements, you can recreate someone on video. You even have my voice. So I've thought about doing it for personal gain, to have an AI-generated version of me do all kinds of videos on fitness and other topics. But hey, here I am in person, because this is just way more fun. And besides, the AI version of me doing kettlebell swings isn't going to keep the real version of me fit. We're going to start. Just quickly, a little bit of mobility, nothing special. Just checking in with ourselves. In terms of how we're moving, if everything is okay. Oh, a lot more messages there. Ismail, thank you for dropping by and saying hello. I appreciate you taking the time to say hi. Yeah, result 4 inches. Spiritual growth, thanks for dropping by as well. I hope you're well. I don't know how long or thick 24 inches is for legs, but I do hope that you've been training and doing something because you enjoy doing it, and that the process has been fun, because that in the end is always about as important as the results. To me, it may be even more important because I have to show up and do this every day. And the results vary and are fleeting. You're sick for a week, your body changes again. But if we enjoy what we're doing, usually in a good spot, 2 more stretches, and then into some light swings before we wake up the heavier ones. It's so nice of so many of you to drop by and say hello. Jorge, where am I from? Like I just said, I'm Dutch. So I am currently in Amsterdam. All right. Now, we're about to get started. If honest, we didn't have houses during their shoulders and arms. That is very true. All right, we're going to kick it off with some hand-to-hand swings, friends. I hope you're ready. As you can see, doing the hardstyle swing is going to start off with some strength work. There we go. All right, we're going to go to the cleans. 5 times on the left. It's about 30 seconds of work. And then 5 times on the right. And we're going to take that to a push press shortly. This channel, once again, salon. Thank you, Valis. I appreciate the enthusiasm always from you. So we're going to go from the clean. Do the clean and push press, because it's a 16 kilo. I need to be mindful with the heavier weights, not to rip my hands. Maybe it's time for me to get chalk. But let's see. And we're going to mix that with some goblet squats. I'm going to do 2 fewer repetitions, 3 with this weight in the next set. I think that's more than enough with the 16 kilo at the moment. Do mind those calluses and do something about them, maybe also today. Left side. In case you're wondering why I'm adding that extra swing, it's because I noticed that my catch on the clean wasn't as good as it should be, so I'm trying to get the timing right. And to get the timing right, the kettlebell needs to be slightly weightless. YouTube Punk, good morning. I hope you're doing well where you're at in the world. Thanks for dropping by. It's good to know we're following the same YouTube channels online. The squats will always get to you, by the way. Whew. So here's the thing that I'm trying to work on. It's got something to do with nutrition. So at the office, we've got a lot of cans of candy, and my job for the rest of the week is to not have candy at the office, because I noticed that when I get a bit stressed out or bored at work, what I start to do is I eat candy. And you know how it goes. Maybe you don't. But with me, this is what happens. The first time I can go, say no. The second time, I can go, maybe still say no. The third time, it's like, oh, one. Well, 3 or 4 might hurt, might not hurt. And then before you know it, by the end of the day, I've had like 2 handfuls or 3 handfuls of candy. So, just from a nutrition point of view, that's not really desirable for me, because there are no proteins in there. There's no real added value to my overall diet. But more importantly, the reason I'm doing it is not because I want to eat the candies. I have no problem eating Oreos or some candy once in a while. Not at all. The problem is that it has become a bad habit that occurs every day. All right. I'm going to take a 1-minute break. And that is the reason that I want to tackle it. I don't think there's anything wrong with eating a bit of candy once in a while, or eating foods you enjoy, or eating foods that are high in sugar. The point today is that it's the frequency and the mindlessness of it that doesn't fit the pattern or lifestyle that is going to help me reach my health goals. So, today I'm lucky. Today I'm working from home. But Thursday and Friday, and I'll keep you posted, the challenge is to not eat candy at work. What's candy? I said, every hour, 10 bodyweight squats. Yeah, well, the nice thing about where I work is that everyone tends to do their own kinds of sports and is quite happily doing them. I think I'm the odd one out who wakes up at 5 in the morning to do his workouts. We've got CrossFitters, bodybuilders, powerlifters. We got a lot of different folks. And switch. All right. That was 3 minutes of snatches. With very light weight. Working on my technique because, as you can see, there's a lot to work on there. Yeah, Iqbal, I was about to skim out in the gym today. It's too much. Well, you go work out, and you do you, and have a good workout, and thanks for dropping by and saying hello. I appreciate you coming by and letting me know. And let me know when you've been to the gym. Thumbs up for you, all right? YouTube punk, exactly. Oregon Autopods warehouse from Roswell. So yeah, not prepared, so see, functional training, right? And functional strength. I agree, Evalis. All right, we're going to do a little complex, which is going to be a swing, a clean, a squat, and a press, and a clean, and a squat, and a press. Swap hands, swing, clean, squat, press, swing, clean, squat, press. Set it down. Rest for the minute. And now we're going to continue And I always set my coffee cup up under the coffee machine because I really begin to look forward to my cup of coffee after a while. Friend. Right. Ready for that? And again, a swing, clean, squat, press, swing, clean, squat, press, switch hands, swing, clean, squat, press, swing, clean, squat, press, set it down. 3 more times. We're having fun. Almost looks like the ABC. It is. I think the ABC has the same basic movements. Very sharp. Swing. Clean. Squat. Press. Swing. Clean. Squat. You know what I always say about technique, right? Swing. Clean. Squat. Press. Swing. Especially on the swing. When you get tired. Which is why we do 2 and 2 5 times. Working up to 3 and 3 5 times in a minute. Which should be possible. If you want to be speed, want to build up speed, you need to have the strength. To build up the strength, to do the speed within a minute, you need conditioning. So you need to work on all these aspects, bit by bit, rep by rep. Day by day. You get a bit stronger. Two more times. The most important thing is to do something that gives you the satisfaction and that you're having fun. Yeah, I think so too, Yvonne's. Yvonne is probably fit as a beast, strong, swinging. Heavy kettlebells in club bells without us knowing it. I think that is also one of the challenges in my work environment, that a lot of the work is done predominantly seated. And we don't necessarily get a lot stronger from sitting down. Last one. The whole day. Hike, swing, clean, squat, press. Okay, Let's take a minute to rest before we move on. Some rows. What time is it, friend? Oh, we've been at it for nearly half an hour. Do some rows. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do 1, 2. 5. We're going to do the other side, and then we're going to alternate that with 8 kilos continuous clean and presses. Sleep. That sounds like a day of hard work, Ivalis. Hope you're able to take good care of yourself as you're doing that. And I hope 6 hours of sleep, 3, is enough to sustain you, that you might be able to catch some more sleep on the commute. That sounds like a long commute, 2 ways up and 2 ways down. And here, we're all respectful of each other in the chat. You most of all. So we don't need to apologize for anything when we talk. And if we aren't able to clearly say what we want to say, I think people understand. And so, no need to apologize. I think we'll all just try our best to understand each other and be kind and respectful to each other. Switching hands. Yeah, you thought we were done with this one. 1 minute, continuous. There's the trick with the heavier weights is to pace yourself better if you plan to do any kind of competition. I am just going because I want to work on my conditioning and the technique, especially on the right hand side, seems to be quite solid. There we go. Row. Lift. Row. No. Row. Lift. No. And waiting for the next minute. Well, if you have a good internet connection to Alice and a bit of space on the train, unless you take the car, You know, you just bring a kettlebell on the train. It's a joke, but still would be funny. But yeah, I think commuting is one of the most disastrous inventions of the last 50, 60 years. And the last one. Okay. Oh, look at that. And the final minute, friends. Final 2 minutes, I should say. Again, using a lightweight because I am mindful and working on my clean technique. Hey, look at us. Here we are. The end of this Wednesday morning workout. 35 minutes of work-ish in. Decent amount of activity for the start of the day, where we still have the full day ahead of us, friends. YouTube punk. Oh, it's too easy. Hey, man. Oh, cool. A new program, new Kettlebell program, fitness program. Yeah, that's cool. YouTube punk. It's so good that you're proactive in that, because oftentimes people take what they're given, they don't like it, and then they just turn off. But, you know, being vested in the outcome like that and in the process, I think, is how we get the work done and how we get to the results that we want. That's pretty amazing. And this has been a nice morning, for sure. Kariak Bal, how often are these live streams? Sort of with you on your voice, perhaps. Oh. And non-annoying for 5 p.m. Thank you very much. Every day, around 5 p.m., 5 a.m., I should say, sorry, because it is now 6 a.m. in the morning here. I wake up about 5 or 10 minutes before, everything's set up, I come down, so anywhere between 5 and 5:15, sometimes a bit later. If it's a late night or if it's rough with the kids, maybe 5:45, we start. So if you're interested, thank you for the compliment. You definitely just made my day. I appreciate that. Go ahead and subscribe, and I tend to post the intended start time the night before, but I think sometimes I start slightly earlier than intended. So I always give myself 15 minutes-ish on the timer, just to be sure. If that answers your question, thank you. And I will try to maintain this level of voice and speech at 5 a.m. in the morning. I also never like classes where I get shouted at, or where there's a lot of loud music and stuff. I think that just spills over from my time practicing martial arts. In any case, friends, for those of you who have been active on the chat, thank you so much for being with me this morning, for saying hi, for dropping by, for asking me how tall I am. Jorge, sadly, no 10 guesses, so it will remain a mystery, but maybe in one of the future live streams we will have that revealed. Thank you for asking questions. Ivanis, YouTube Punk, always good to see you. And thanks for dropping by and being so engaged with me through this live streams and chats and on other videos, YouTube Punk. For those of you who just started watching, my name's Toby. I'm 40 years old. I train to live an active, self-sufficient and adventurous life. According to statistics, I might live to be 100. So I would like those last 10 years of my life that I'm going to add to my lifespan to be healthy and happy. I focus on my sleep, my nutrition, strength, conditioning, mobility, generally living a stress-free, happy life full of love, fun, and precious relationships, which I think also will factor into health. So it's not just about these things, it's about the other 23 and a half hours as well. If you're interested in what I'm doing, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I'm here every day, like I just told you. I post shorts, I post long forms, I talk about health, fitness, longevity, fatherhood, being a man, raising men, my career and life, and just slowly, talking about, I think, all things that could be interesting to us as people. So if that's what you're interested in, go ahead and subscribe and stick around for future videos. And if you want to do that, I would be grateful. I'm trying to get to 750 subscribers this month. So let's see if we get there. This is about the way I feel, not about the way I look. I want to feel competent, fit, strong, healthy, and I think I'm succeeding at that. And I think it's important for all of us on these kinds of fitness journeys to remember that we're good just the way we are. We've got to love ourselves before we can move on, because it's the person we are today who's going to get us to where we want to be tomorrow. A bit of kindness goes a long way. And the only way, friends, to get anything done. A poor man's gym, thanks for dropping by. It's good to see you. I'm actually just wrapping up, but I really appreciate you dropping by and saying hello. And you know what I'm going to say next, don't you? But I'm doing good, and I hope you're doing well where you are in the world also. The only way to get anything done, friends, by showing up and doing the work. And I think I'm about to have to show up and do the work as a father, because it sounds like some of the kids are waking up. Have a good day, friends. See you tomorrow. Take care.